All the beats, baby.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Cove.
Yeah, you already know it's your boy T-Rex.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Yobi, singer-songwriter.
Yep, it's your girl, Vianca Bentley.
And Nwo Sparrow.
Yo, what up? It's your boy SNS from Harlem World.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Drewski. You know the vibes. Hot 97, the movement, heavy hitters, and we are live at the Juice Bar. It's about to go down.
Welcome to Live at the Juice Bar. And I'm Goddess Keeya. And who am I here with?
Nwo Sparrow from NWO News.
Hey, it's your girl, Vianca Bentley.
What is going on? So the question of the day is it mic check or check the mic? Which one is it?
Well, we in Harlem, so it's definitely mic check.
It's definitely mic check? It's a Harlem thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Hey,
All
yo.
right, we have a disagreement here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to flip the coin. I don't know who's going to win, but whatever. But thank you for being here live at the Juice Bar. I thank you guys so much for stopping through, man. It's a pleasure. I just want to, find out a little bit about your health. You know what I'm saying? You look healthy and you look healthy. Your skin is shining. What's your morning regimen right now? What y'all doing?
You want to take it?
What you got? Avocado in the morning, you put it under the eyes. Like, what's going on?
No, I don't think I do any of that. But
What?
I drink lots of water.
You do?
So I do drink a lot of water. I don't drink soda at all.
Really? Even back in the day, when you was 8 months or something like that?
No, back in the day, of course. But
Okay.
now, I don't really drink soda. I don't know.
Well, and when you say
But
you don't really...
I eat a lot of food, though, so...
You eat a lot of food, you compensate with the food. What you be
Yeah.
having? Like the rice and beans,
Everything.
the chicken.
Everything.
That's good. You eat
I
once
don't
a day?
discriminate with food.
You don't discriminate? It don't matter what it is, right?
Yeah.
It could be a bowl of Ethiopian food, damn near nothing in there. You gonna eat it.
I'm eating it.
That's
girl.
right. How about you, King? What's going on?
I don't have no regimen. I just try to stay happy. Try to stay elated.
Okay.
Elated.
A
Yes.
new word.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've been
Thank
learning
you.
new words all the time. Remember Jada? She
Yes.
told us all these new words. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Elated. I like it. So that's good. So, wow, that's just, I can't believe that. I think maybe the sun has something to do with something because, y'all shining in here.
I mean, you
Y'all
shining too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I try, sometimes, but not all the time. Not
They
all
say
the time.
black don't crack, so...
It don't crack. Melanin and melanin is in carbon, so it definitely don't crack at all. That's why we are Carbon Juice Lounge, because the carbon is everything behind it. You know what I'm saying? I have this menu here. What are some of the words that
That jump out.
that jump out? Yeah.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. You know, that's
For
what I'm
sure,
talking about.
right?
What else?
Be my green.
Be my green.
Skinny
Yes. Skinny me. Ooh, we gotta suck it in.
Skinny me.
Yes.
Skinny me got it.
Yes.
Oh, build a goddess got
Build a
it.
God. I see build a
Build a
God.
god and build a goddess. Yes. I definitely the menu everything on the menu has a significance. It's here to vibrate you. You know what I'm saying? Bring your frequency up. Keep it up if it's already up, and we just keep it moving. So even like recovery and sacred geometry. This one be funny. People will be like 528 MHZ, and I'm like, oh, they don't know what that means. Do y'all know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't.
Megahertz.
megahertz?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes,
So you knew.
That's what I write. That's what we fall
Oh,
asleep
you would
to.
have won $1 million question just now.
All
That's
right.
my
You know what I'm saying? All right.
boy. We on TV.
Listen, man. How much do y'all love money? Do you feel like $1 is valuable?
No, I don't value money.
You don't value money
No,
at
I
all?
value freedom, and with freedom comes money.
Wow. Okay. You want some deep stuff. Well, how about you? If I gave you $1 right now, would you do a prank?
For $1?
Yeah. So she don't value that $1. It gotta be more than that. $1 is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I value $1, but
But Not for a prank.
Not for a prank.
Yeah.
All right, I tried, guys. I tried.
I want to do for money.
I was about to, you'll have to do a pregnancy call real quick. Like, hey, I'm sorry y'all pregnant. What? We just got started. What is going on?
Oh, man.
See? Damn. I should have offered you 5, man. I should have offered you 5.
Man, you ain't even got to offer me. I ain't doing that one.
We could have did called the Chinese restaurant prank. Something in there. Look, he thinking like, wow, should I do it for $1? Should I do it? I don't know, man. I'll get y'all next time. Next time. Well, how important right now in your life, how important is your health? Like, do you,
Well, right now it's very important, and it's something that I'm trying to work on. It's an addiction. It's easy to access horrible foods, right? And especially in our neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So what I have to do is I have to start with me and my schedule, and now I'm doing this thing where I want to go to bed by 11:30.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm usually up until like 3 o'clock, probably 4. Then I have to get back up at 6:30. Yeah, so
that's 3 hours or 3.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I was younger, I was a young tenderoni. I could operate like that.
You could operate, right? You was a
now
stallion.
And then it's really starting to, it shows, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm waking up at 6:30, which I should be up at 6, but I get up at 6:30.
Okay.
Then I'm rushing, so I have to grab something to eat. I mean, go to the deli and grab a bacon, egg, and cheese and things like that. And then because I'm, metabolism is not just physical, it's also like mental things like that. Absolutely. So because I'm rushing and I'm burning off that food, by 12 o'clock I'm hungry again. Wow. And I'm going out to get a larger meal. But what's in our neighborhood? The Chinese food store, Domino's, Subways. So I'm grabbing that and then I'm burning that off because I walk to where I have to go.
Okay.
So I burn that off, and when I get home, I want another big meal. But I'm not going anywhere when I get home. I'm sitting up until 3 o'clock when I go to bed, wake up again to go do it all over again. So now I'm just trying to schedule my life out where I could actually eat healthy. Wake up at 5:30 and get a smoothie and get
come right here
a soft breakfast. Well, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm not coming to Harlem.
Oh yeah. He ain't coming to Harlem.
But when he's here,
we're gonna open up shop over here too.
Okay, when you come to Brooklyn, I'm downtown too.
All right.
So
just make sure it's not in the area where there's drive-bys. No, I'm just kidding, Brooklyn. I'm just
have
kidding.
to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Let's not act like Harlem ain't the danger zone right now.
All right, Brooklyn, Harlem, we cousins. Wow.
So yeah, it's just just scheduling. So I want to wake up at 5:30, breakfast, get to where I need to be, and not even have a big lunch like that. Probably a yogurt or a salad, something to hold me over, and then eat dinner at 5 o'clock. That way I'm still moving around up until I go to bed at 11:30. So that's how that's my health goals right now.
And at what point did you think about all this? Because it seems like you had a deep thought about this, and you really assessed this. Like, wow, something gotta give.
Yeah, I can't see it. Maybe you could. I have a belly, but I never used to have it. I do not have a belly.
Okay.
I never used to have it. I actually used to work UFC. I used to do UFC. So I was looking at old pictures and stuff like that, and I was just like, yo, I used to be really, really fit, and I'm thinking, what did my life change that I don't even have time to go to the gym anymore, or to get some workouts in? And that's really what it is you're so busy that you're only eating. I'm trying to say, like, you only need eating because you have to have something in your stomach. You need to have some. You're not eating thoughtfully.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's really what made me say, okay, I got to get this together. And it's people dropping now at 54.
Ridiculous.
55.
That's too young.
It's too young.
Too young.
And I think that we don't care enough about ourselves at my age, drinking and smoking and not eating good. And then now I wake up every day. We wake up every day, so it's okay. It's fine, right? That Henny took my ass out last night, but I'm up now, so I must be good. But then it catches up to you, and I see it. It catches up to people. They're 53 years old. They can't move. They got legs, got all types of problems and things like that. So let's take care of that now. Let's do that now.
And so you spoke about your physical aspect or whatever, but like, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel sluggish? Do you feel like energetic?
No, I honestly do have energy, but the energy is obligated because like you and I, we obligated to do what we do. So I have the energy to do what I need to do, but after I'm done, I just I'm tired. I'm lazy. I don't want to do. I don't want to do nothing that I don't have to do.
Right.
And I don't think that that's a recipe for success. Like to be
Right.
successful, I think you need to be many places at once, and not like that, not spread yourself thin. But if my homegirl hit me and say, "Yeah, let's go out to this event tonight," I should be sitting. Usually I'll tell her no. I don't care who's there. I don't care
For
who's
sure,
there.
he do. He talk about me.
So you're really in control of your mental. When the moment comes, you're up. You're able to do what you got to do. But
Yeah.
but anything beyond that is like you're back, you're down.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to be a part of it.
Well, I know one thing with the 3 hours of sleep, studies have shown that when we're sleeping, we're in our fasting state. Believe it or not, we're fasting because obviously we're not eating. So if you're only getting 3 hours of sleep, then you're not really fasting and you're not giving your body time to recharge. So sleep is a very, very important, and studies have shown that. So make sure you get a lot of sleep. And I'm talking to myself too, a reflection of myself. I need some sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be all about him, lovely, you know, but
it's
I'm getting
okay.
to All right, so what about you? I mean, how important is your health? Like, how important?
So, health is important to me. I don't really worry more so about eating. I have a fast metabolism. I don't really get too big. You know, I can kind of eat.
What's your blood
digest.
type, man? I need to donate. You got a donation from you. Now I'm just playing game.
But I could kind of just eat, digest, and go on. I kind of look at my family lifeline to see where health will take me in the future.
Oh, okay.
But my family lives a very long time. Like my great grandfather died at like 98. My grandmother's mother died at 100 and something.
Right.
You know, my grandmother is
grandmother's mother.
almost in her 90s. So I know, like, I have a long journey ahead of me. So I worry about it, but I don't. I'm precautious, you know? I don't really
Yes.
worry about food when it comes to health. I'm just like dive in, go for it, eat, you know? But I don't eat a lot of beef
Okay, that's
all
good.
the time.
That's good.
You know, but I do eat beef.
Right. But you're in moderation.
Right.
Okay.
You know, but I'm always eating like healthy foods. I love fruit. I love vegetables.
Okay. Okay, kids out there.
Yeah, you know, I love greens. So smoothies is my go-to every morning.
Okay, we here. We in the building.
Yeah. And then I'm very active. Right, Sparrow? Like I'm very, very active. So that's how I stay youthful, I think. Like, you know, a lot of times people ask me like,
Stay
I'm
mobile.
35. And people be like, wow, you look so young still. And I'm just like, you know, I'm youthful. Like I
Right.
play around with the kids. The kids is doing the dances. I'm doing the dances
Right.
with them.
I'm
if
a
I
big
don't
kid.
know, I'm like, teach me. I'm
Right.
just trying to stay, you know, as active as I could, because I feel like as you get older in age is when you start acting your age, that you kind of start really feeling your age and kind of like feeling
Right.
like that. But mentally, if you don't take yourself there, your body won't go there. It really is a mental game.
This is really true. The mental is like very important, very important. That's interesting for you to look down in your family history, look at your great grandparents and go, I'm good, man. I can eat anything. I'm gonna go eat some chicken. You know what I'm saying? I'm lay low for a little while, but I'm still good.
I mean, and then you have to look, I mean, at the same time too, like, we have food today, right?
Yes.
And you'll cook dinner, put it in the refrigerator, and it'll go bad 2 days. But then I have to look at my grandmother and her parents, and I'm like, y'all didn't have refrigerators. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't have refrigerators or freezers. So they was like skinning meat and hanging it up to dry, and they didn't, you know, they
This is true.
didn't get sick or anything happened to them. So it's just like, is the government doing this to our food? Like,
Girl, that's a whole conversation,
you know
y'all.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like I said, I just try to stay. I don't try to eat anything too much.
right. That's
You know,
good.
even water, which I learned recently. I went to the hospital.
Yes, too much water.
Yeah, it's not good for you. So I
much
didn't
of
realize
anything.
that I wasn't developing my own acids because I was killing it with water, just like drinking water so much that my body wasn't
Wow.
creating acid. So when I would drink liquor, the liquor would start creating the acid for me, which turns into liquor poison because liquor acid isn't good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. And how did you come across that information? You got
So
sick?
I got
or-
really sick and I had to go to the hospital, and yeah, they basically like broke it down for me. They was just like, you have no acid. The liquor's, you know, when you do decide to drink,
Right.
the liquor is making the acid for you. So
Right.
you just need to start drinking a little bit of soda here and there,
Right.
drink a little bit of juice here and there, and I'm just like, what? You know, I'm like, I thought
Since when they tell you to drink some soda?
yeah, you know, I'm like, I thought water diets.
That's the diet I need to be on.
I thought water diets was the best diets, but you know, I guess like we said, you know, too much of anything isn't always good. So
Right.
we just have to try to find balance.
That
in
brings
food.
me to something like, what is the number one thing you think we cannot live without? As a human being, as
Me,
mankind.
water. See, for me, it's water.
What is the answer to that? What is
Sun.
it? Our breath. At first, when I was asked that question, the answer to that is our breath. At first, I was like, yeah, water, of course. Like, no, your breath. See, water we can go out without for a while, but instantly, that's what's taken out of us when we ascend. So it is your breath. And so I've learned that deep breathing is very, very important. A lot of us are not breathing correctly, and that has a lot to, and that plays a role in the oxygen that we have in our bodies.
For
So
sure.
that's something that we all have to do. I think we should do a deep breathing meditation exercise right now. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Let it go. Oh man, don't y'all feel good?
It kind of gives
One
me
time I did that and
giving
I
birth
almost
vibes.
passed out, man. I was holding it. It gave you what?
Giving birth vibes.
Well, there's a way to do it. Some people say, well, look, as women, you know, but that's the interesting thing is that when babies come out, they have the perfect breath. You know, they can come out into water. They just have the most excellent breath, you know, but somewhere down the line, we just lose it. And what I've learned is that like our great-great-grandparents, although they were hanging the meat and all that stuff and drying it, I've learned that all the meat that they used to eat is not the meat we eat. They're injecting the cows and everything with all this stuff, and it is producing pus, it's producing a lot of things. So although they may have had longevity in their time, it's because they were eating something different. Now we got GMOs and all this other stuff.
Well, we have to think about it too. You know, people are lazy.
Okay.
Right? So
Like
if,
Pootie Tang.
you know, if people are not willing to like my grandmother had a garden right here on 112th and Park Avenue for years. So
Wow.
she would like grow her own stuff. But of course she comes from an island, so she's already accustomed to that, you know. So if we get out the laziness, like 9 times out of 10, like mothers, they'll go to the supermarket and they're like, okay, what can I buy fast for the kids? You know what I'm saying? So we're buying like TV dinners and a whole bunch of junk food, which is processed. You know, we could avoid a lot of those situations if we just stop being lazy and kind of just take the time to say, I'm gonna plant a tree, or, you know, let's invest back into the farmers.
To the agriculture, that's the issue. I'm reading this book. I can't really promote it, but we had land theft, and there was a system that was put in place for us to you know, detour us from agriculture, from growing our own crops and stuff like that. It would, believe me, in this book, give citations of everything. Tell stories about how it all happened and how we were kind of like blackballed to getting out of that, so that, you know, it can be taken over. And believe it or not, in this book, with her research, I believe 60% of the land in agriculture is owned by the government.
Right.
So
what I was gonna to piggyback
it is
off that.
lazy, but it was a system that's put in place that we have to realize happened, and because we have no interest, so they put us in a position to want to go and do all of that, like just for this so-called the baby milk formula. We're supposed to be nursing anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be nursing. There are situations where some women cannot lactate, but then that's why we have the good old sea moss and all the almond milks that we can produce for our baby and still give them nutrition, along with, you know, we had sister wives, and we, you know, just in case they had babies or whatever, they could also help lactate. So there was a system that we did have that we want to shy away from, but, you know, it's also beneficial.
Similac is kind of like, it's not needed, right? I asked my grandmother, like, when you was a kid, or like when you was raising your kid, was there Similac? Like, oh, you gave birth? And she's like, nah. So I'm like, what was you giving the kids? And she's like, carnation milk. And I'm like, carnation milk? And she's like, yeah. She's like, you know, you diluted to, you know, really, really well.
But what were they doing before the carnation milk?
I mean, breast,
Right.
of course, but everybody doesn't. I have kids. I've never breastfed.
Right.
None of my kids, and you know that's only.
It wasn't. It was promoted for us not to give us that option for the condensed milk and now the baby milk.
Well, for me, it wasn't that. For me, it was just looking at my grandmother's titties or other people's titties that breast
You had
pad.
the socks looking, you know the
And
socks?
I was just
your titties look like red socks.
yeah, you know, it really didn't have nothing to do with like,
I'm sorry.
like, because I want to be lazy
My
and do
bad.
the infamous. It was just like, I don't think I want to walk around with saggy tits like that. So, you know,
Well,
to
you
each
know
his
what?
own.
I've learned that there were a lot of traditional things that we did to make sure that we bounced back into our form.
But I would say,
And when you look
I
at
never
some
got
of
a
the
cold.
women in Africa, that when they were topless, although they had the babies, it wasn't sagging like wet socks. You know what I'm saying? So what were they doing? I really feel like we need to do a lot of research on what was going on. They was brushing the stuff, and they were doing, it was some methods to still bounce back. And once again, the laziness was there because they put us in that position. It's a system. Trust me.
Titties is like the stomach. When the stomach stretch out, right? Like you could exercise you could exercise do all the crunches in the world. Like it's no.
But what I'm saying
You gotta
is,
go get snatched.
What I'm saying is, when I gave birth, it was, oh, don't do nothing. You can't exercise. What do you see women doing now? And
I mean, they're exercising
they're
while
on
pregnant.
treadmill. But see, that you got to understand the system. It was when you went to the doctor, it was what they were advising you to do.
Did your
And they
doctor
put us-
advise you that? No,
Yeah.
See, I didn't.
Yeah.
My doctor didn't advise me that. That's why I'm like.
You had a unique one, because most of the doctors were like, no, you got to take it easy. You're eating for two. Don't work out. Don't do this and don't. Unless you were high risk.
Right. That's what I
for
thought.
the
When
most
you was
part,
like high risk, and they would
nobody
be
was
like, you
doing
know,
jumping
you need
jacks
to
and
sit.
squats. Now they doing that. So when you do that and you put your body in that position, your body is going to go back, not 100%, but it's going to go back not far from where you started off from. So once again, it's just that we have to look at what was advised to us back in the day. Like a lot of women were advised to take their wounds out, and come to find out that wasn't needed because their period wasn't doing good or whatever. It was because of this unhealthy food.
Right, but that's why I say it goes back to like you having to look at your family, right?
This is true. Your family
I see a
history
lot of
plays a
girls that's
role.
like big boned. That's what I would call them. You know, big bone.
No
like,
bones are big, but you know it's the extra meat.
But right? But you know, that's just the same.
Yeah, we say yeah.
But you know, they'll say like they want to slim down or be so slim, but then you'll look at the family and it's just like, you know, that
Y'all was all thick. Y'all
all you
all
can do
slim
is
thick
get
'em.
fit for your
Your
size.
size, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you don't, slim doesn't make you healthy. It's like
don't.
hair. It's like hair. Like
Slim do not
I
make
have I have like this curly hair, whatever the case may be. A lot of people tell me, "Hey, you have good hair," and I'm like, I don't. You know, my hair is damn sometimes, not all the time.
Good hair, what don't
But
exist?
it's not that it
What
doesn't
does it mean?
exist. It's just good hair is when it's not damaged. Not damaged hair, not having split ends.
I like that.
It's not texture.
that.
Texture doesn't make the hair good. It's can you have a wash and set and it looks nice and full and not look stringy, you
But
know.
you see what you said? That's all, once again, something planted in your head to make you think that good hair has something to do with texture. And once again, it's going to reference back to this whole system and how the world gives us the perception of what really isn't.
That's
and
why
they
reading is
gave us
fundamental.
It's fundamental, and that's why when you start learning about agriculture, you start seeing how they blackballed us on a lot of stuff, telling us what is good and what is not. That's why we're in the position we were in. Even when you study genetics, right? You're probably gonna look down there and go, damn, my great-great-great-great-grandmothers were a certain size, and now all of a sudden, leading up to here, now people are born, big bone, right? So it's like you said, it's about the genetics, but I know that the genetics was changed and altered through all of this poison.
For sure.
You know what I mean? You good? You good?
I'm good.
That's good.
good?
I'm happy.
Okay.
She's good. You good? Y'all sure y'all good?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
wipe
my
your tears.
belly's
Just
a
wipe your
little
tears.
hot, but-
Here's a little tissue. I just want to let you know you got a little teardrop right there. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry, man. Give him a hug. Give him a hug. Anyway, thank y'all for coming through. Chris is about to come through and do his segment pretty soon. And before we do that, we about to drop the video of the day that got the juice.
I do this shit effortlessly. My mama relying on me. Keeping her off the streets. Making cheese, we gotta eat. Eating chef from a one to the piece. I'm OD, baby, I'm OG. Talking how we gon' bring out the heat. From the Mars to all my feet. I do this shit effortlessly. My mama relying on me. Keeping her off the streets. Making cheese, we gotta eat. Amping my one to the piece. I'm OD, baby, I'm OG. Talking how we gon' bring out the heat. From the Mars to all my feet. I'm on my grind. Washing my hands of the crime. I cry.
Yo, what up, what up? We are back here live at the Juice Bar with both of my guests, Suplex Sparrow, Nwo Sparrow. I'm sorry, I'll be calling you by the Facebook name. I got you there. And Vianca Bentley. Just had a great segment. How you guys felt about that COVID killer shot?
It's hot inside my body still.
You feeling hot?
I'm feeling spicy in my body.
Right, bring it out, bring it out. Let all the toxins come out.
I like that.
He been quiet since he took the shot, so I know he over there hot right now.
I gave him a tissue for his tears.
I really like. I like hot stuff.
You said that. You said I drink
So
hot sauce.
she's
I used to
hot,
be
you like
that
hot
guy.
stuff, so y'all good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
So we just got into, we also just had a great video about an artist I work with, KP. Shout out to her, KEEMA PATRA, effortlessly. She's in the building right now. She's gonna be doing a performance later on. We'll get into that. But let's get into you guys. One, introduce yourselves. Everybody know who y'all are, what y'all do real quick. I'm gonna start with V because you was the person that I brought up here.
So I'm Vianca Bentley. I do so much.
Yes, she does.
I do a lot. I'm like a jack of all trades. And I know like the saying is like a jack of all trades, master of none, but that's
I hate that saying.
not how it really ends. So I'd rather be a master of a lot than a master of one. You know? If that makes sense.
Nah, I'm with you.
But for the most part, I'm a publicist. I'm a liaison to the artist. You can basically say I connect a lot of dots. I also have a nonprofit. Well, not just me. Sparrow too. We have a nonprofit. It's called Brooklyn Gives. It's been around for 6 years. This year we're actually introducing Harlem Gives, so we're excited about that. You know, being able to take over boroughs and give back to the communities.
No, y'all gotta give us a fee. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta give us a fee. But go ahead.
V's been, I just time me to cut you off. She's been elevating for so long. I got here, 2018 when Patience brought me around.
Right.
And I was dealing with Sony and stuff. And just me and you were in the same room with Mariah Lynn to be where we are now, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This girl has elevated a lot, you know what I mean? So I want to give you your flowers on that for sure.
Thank you.
Even with during the pandemic, when, I mean, we're going to get through it, talk about it, but like, Brooklyn Gives, being on the float, you've overcome so many obstacles. So I always shout you out.
Thank you, I appreciate that, for sure.
No problem. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was like, oh, shit, it's V, hold on, let me give her flowers real quick.
It's all good. Like I said, you know, I dab my hand into a lot. For the most part, I'm just like a person that's connecting the dots. I want to see everyone grow. I'm about just connecting and building and bridging. And just like creating opportunities and kind of not being selfish with opportunities because I just know the odds was against me growing up, like from very young. So, you know, I know what it feels like to not have support or not have help or not have people like invested in you or not even have faith or belief in you. So for me, like, I'm a person that's just like, man, I'm gonna turn everybody into a believer. Like, you know, so Sparrow will tell you that. Like, I remember there was a point in time when he used to be like, yo, this girl dream and vision is like so far-fetched. I don't even see where this is.
Grab it, right? Like,
gonna work. But it works, right? It works and I make it happen. And now it's to the point where it's like, all right, B, come on, fuck it. Like, you know, let's do it. Let's go for it. If you say it's gonna work out, I believe it's gonna work out, you know? So I'm just, you know, I'm just me.
I like that.
And NWO, let them know who you are, what you do. We're going to go back and forth on y'all. They're best friends, so sometimes they have their little moments on the camera. Y'all might, the Sparrow's already mad that she said she wouldn't date him if he was single.
Got me so
Like, I might get him.
But yeah, let us know who you are, what you do, how long you been around.
Brooklyn Gives, I am Nwo Sparrow. I am a journalist. I have my own news show, news program, hip hop news, urban culture news show, NWO News, which is live on Roku, Facebook, YouTube, Tuesday 7 p.m. Y'all got that?
Facebook too. Y'all need. I inbox people the show when they come on at 7 o'clock. Faithfully every Tuesday.
Listen, if you guys are sitting there, if you guys are sitting there watching, you might as well watch NWO.
Right. Yeah.
It makes sense. It's niggas with opinion. Right. This is the rawest news outlet that you're gonna come across. You know, when you watch, they're giving you a facade. All right, sorry. Let's rewind that. Cut that out. Let's start over. So if you guys are watching, you know, other news outlets on major networks, you should tap in to NWO because that's like the realest and the rawest news that you're gonna get, and there's no facade. Okay?
No
Yes.
facade.
Don't be
I mean,
scared. He ain't gonna talk about y'all.
I am.
No, he is going to talk.
Yeah.
He will talk, and he will put your whole comment on the page while he's doing it live.
I
You
know.
will
Soon as I
get
heard
bombed on.
journalists, I back up. You gotta get out the room.
But
go ahead.
aside from that, I am a journalist for the hip hop scene on the East Coast. So I go to different shows and things like that and interview artists on the scenes.
And you're into production, and you curate live events.
I haven't done that.
It's okay.
He's selling this now. This is
No, but you still, we want your resume. We want to know what.
Oh, so yes,
I mean,
I
come
have-
on, we all done so
this
much.
is what you
Look, he
did in the
get
past.
nervous. You see,
Yeah.
you messing with the menu. He like, I don't even want to.
Because you do.
I
never
do.
see
I
so.
did.
Did past tense.
You're
Well, actually,
curating
no, I do, 'cause I'm doing
events
one in
right now.
Connecticut now.
I mean, and you're helping with Brooklyn.
And this is
Kids.
why I brought both of them on together.
This is
awesome.
it. This is the juice right here. This is it.
All right. So
Okay,
yes,
Put
finish
your
up.
hands together. Okay.
I am a live event producer. I produce events for artists. Right now, I'm putting together a rock show in Connecticut
Nice.
for some rock bands. So yeah, I do that. So live event producer, hip hop journalist, and charity chairman. I guess I would say, right?
Yeah, you're the president.
Yeah, charity president.
You be a bad bodies right now.
Oh, y'all be
You know,
doing
little
stuff
president,
like that.
whatever.
Yes,
much
Brooklyn
I
Gives. Brooklyn
So tell
Gives.
us a little bit about, you guys tell us a little bit about Brooklyn Gives, the history of Brooklyn Gives. I know I spoke with V a couple of times. Me and you been on the phone, you've been stressed, all of that. So, tell them about what it is in the history.
Well, I came on Brooklyn Gives during the second year. I can't give the Brooklyn Gives story without giving the story how I met her, because
Go ahead, go into it. We here for it.
Now, this girl says that she had came to one of my events. I do not recall that.
The one where Poison was performing.
He was there?
Yeah, and you gave away the weed and the gift bags.
Oh wow.
I missed that?
I love this. I love them too.
What was that?
he
Oxygen
high?
Fest?
No, that was
He was high.
New York City Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay, that. When they had the bat and
Star Wars
everything.
and
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
So
You know y'all.
How long
y'all
ago?
need y'all
that was
show, right?
2017.
22. Oh, okay, that was the year
No,
before.
2018.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, the XXX was 2018. That was a good one. 2017, that was 2017. But however, so that's when she said she met me, but I remember meeting V.
He did all of that.
Just throwing back up to the bus. Like, yeah.
Gases up like she was correct, and you go. But anyway, we actually met
We met at, that's what she said, but
Yeah.
I remember meeting V at, I was putting together RB and Bizzle's event, The Purge.
The Purge.
And he had suggested Vianca. He said, Sparrow, you know her? And I said, I don't know, no. It's another girl, V. Henny. I'm not sure.
Yes, V. Henny, yeah.
I thought that's who Vianca was. He kept saying V. I told you.
Yeah,
this.
you told me.
Yeah, so I thought that when he kept saying V, I thought it was going to be that person. And she walks through the door and he's like, yo, you know her? And I'm like, I never met her. And it was so many men at this event during setup. And I was dragging in the stage. I was doing everything by myself. Men was there. Niggas was there. And
y'all niggas on blast.
came to me on her lady, her lady days, and was like, yo, you need help? And because I was so frustrated at the men there that saw me doing all this work and didn't help out, I kind of like took it out on her, like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then like throughout the night, she was like, yo, you need something to drink? You need, she was just there. She was just there.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, she cool. So when we was putting together our next season of shows, and they was suggesting new hosts, because we try to change up the hosts and things.
Right.
She forced her way into my life. And she came to me and said, I will host your shows, because she had host Bizzle shows. And
She said, I'm going to host
Yeah,
it.
so
That's
I
bottom line. She sat on the couch.
and again, myself, I'm lazy.
Right.
So it wasn't hard. Like, I know this girl that wants to do it already. So
Right.
so
Hey,
then
it's a no-brainer.
we started working together, and she had brought me on to Brooklyn Gives. Now when I came in, they already had their Brooklyn Gives 1.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's with Big Ock and Bizzle.
Big Ock and
that was at the school.
Bizzle. Yeah.
Now, bro, I don't mean to cut you off, but how was that first one? Because you said you came in on the second one, right? So I want to know how that first one went before you even came into the picture.
Okay.
And how did it come about? Because it was the first one.
All right, so I think Brooke was my friend then. I was working with this girl named Brooke. We had like this show.
Yo, he turned his head.
Because Sparrow was around for a lot, right?
So at this point, we writing a book.
So I had a show. So all right, my life is crazy. I started off like being a manager.
Okay.
An artist manager by default.
Okay.
Which taught me the business. Then later on, I moved on to like media, so I was like into journalism like him, but more hosting and being on the radio personality. And I had a show, and then one day I just was like, yo, let's do a give back. I don't know why. I just was like, yo, let's do a give back or whatever.
As a giver, you want to
Yeah, I mean, my grandmother's a giver, so you know, it comes naturally. So I'm just like, yo, let's do a give back. I'm a mom, so moms are prideful, right? So I know that as mothers, you know, we sit back and we'll give our kids like the world or really try to stretch things out, and then we turn the lights off, and when they're asleep, we're like fucking crying. And we're like, God, you know, I just spent my last, and I ain't got it. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But that's a conversation within self and, you know, the universe, and we don't really explain that to other people. Then we have Christmas, all these like holidays and things that like the government put on us that we're forced to just spend this money. And it's like, you know, sometimes we're like, we don't want to be a part of that, but the kids don't understand that, so we have to be a part of it. And somewhere we have to make sacrifices. So just the experience alone, and I never missed Christmas growing up.
Right.
For me. Amen. So I came from a silver spoon. Right. Originally from Harlem, I came from a silver spoon. I could walk in a sneaker store and say, I want these sneakers. My grandmother would say, no, I'll throw the whole shelf down. And she's like, all right, go ahead, get the sneakers. I'll get my ass whooped in somebody's bathroom because I did that and embarrassed her. But ultimately, I got what I wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of hunger, a lot of ambition. And sometimes I get confused, like, where do I get this hunger and ambition from when a lot of stuff was handed to me? And then I sit around and I look at like some of the people that I grew up with, no offense to y'all, you know what I'm saying, but y'all have no hunger, no ambition, and y'all struggled more than I did. Like, you know, I've had to steal from my grandmother's house, like I'm taking the food to bring food to y'all house so we could all eat together, but I can eat at home by myself. I don't even gotta eat with y'all. But then we grow up and I see they not motivated to do nothing, you know what I'm saying? They're not even willing to get a job or try. So that just made me be like, there's a problem, we need to bridge, we need to connect, there needs to be some type of give back, there needs to be like people helping hands to make people like, we should be talking about finances. Right. Like, if I die, I'm good. Like, remember I wrote a post one day that said that, like, listen, if I die and somebody creates like a GoFundMe or is asking for money, please do not give in to that. I have life insurance. I come from that. Like, my grandmother has a tombstone for me already, a hole already for me, and a casket. Like, that's how I was just raised.
That's my grandmother's the same way. My
grandmother's was like that, but it goes back again to like this system, right? The COINTELPROs, all these this systems that were put in place.
Well, I wouldn't say all of our grandparents was raised like that, because when you look at, you know, when you meet an adult that's the same age as you and they have no insurance or they have no brighter future, you know, just like off of conversations, and they don't really know like what's the end goal or what to do with money, or they don't know that living in the project is a project. It's exactly the name. It's not, you know, not to go off topic, but it's not to pass down generations on generations, right? So
that's what I was saying.
We'll see mothers. We'll see grandmothers, and the grandmother passed away, and then the daughter has the apartment, and then they get old, and then the daughter, and then it's just like families on top of families, and you'll meet a family that's like, yeah, my family been living in this same apartment for like 50 years, and you're like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, so just going through life itself.
And watching that cycle and stuff like that. Inspired.
But that's what it is. You know, when you say generational wealth, that's for generations. So their generation of people just passed down this went down through the same apartment, right? Yeah. But what I wanted to ask you is, although you had a silver spoon, did you see ambition in your mother or your grandmother or any of your immediate family? Because although you had that silver spoon, maybe they, you know.
My grandmother was a hustler. Like, she's a hustler. Like I said, she had a garden on 112th and Park Avenue, so everybody knew her. Like, the lines was crazy to get, like, acapullas.
Wait, was that garden around, like, in the early 2000s,
yeah,
too?
where the baseball field is at.
Wow.
Well, it's not there no more. There's a building there.
Yeah.
But, you know, everyone knows her for that. Like, when I was little, I was, like, on the Puerto Rican Day Parade all the time. I used to model for Gap when I was young, so I was just always, like, I was put on a high pedestal. I'm the only light skin in my family, and I come from, like, my parents is dark, so well, my mother's dark, my father is on the white side, but I guess growing up with, like, a family that's, like, racially going through stuff, you know, they feel like the lighter skin is
I'm gonna always refer back to the system.
Yeah. You know, it's a better.
That's like,
or whatever. So that was like a crazy part of my life too, because I had to like realize like, oh shit, I'm the same as people. Right. Because I was like a little bit brainwashed behind that.
But you know, like a trend. That's why I say like later on conversations 20 years ago. It was like a known thing for our grandparents to prepare and have insurance and have something. It was just like a trend. It was a known thing. So now everyone did it, but if we start to go in history and like start going back, you'll notice that and during this time, in this era, majority of them did this, and during this time, in this era, majority of them did that.
And it just
now
kept
we're
changing.
here, and it's just like null and void.
Well,
You know
I think
what mean?
foreigners, you know, like when I look at my grandmother's a foreigner, even though she's Puerto Rican as a part of the States, but she's a foreigner. So I think foreigners go the extra mile compared to what us Americans would go. Like, you know, just knowing what they came from, what they didn't have, and how much they can have coming to America. You know, so they kind of see things differently. So when you see the West Indians come over, or the Mexicans, and they're willing to like work non-stop and bring all that money back home, that's a different type of ambition that me and you, like, you know, could never have from them.
Well, I used to think that way, but once again, once you start going down history, we had that ambition. We had in our parents, that some of our parents who came from the North Carolinas.
That's what I was about to get into, because that's like my grandmother.
I just had a conversation with
but North Carolina, that's still a part of the United States, right?
No, I mean the ambition part, you know what I mean? The hard working. I think we lost that over time. Yeah, we lost that over
time. They had a
time.
system that was put in, because my father's from the Caribbean, but and my mother was from North Carolina, but it was the same ambition that they both had.
Yeah, my
somewhere down the
grandmother.
line, if you look at COINTELPRO, you look at some of these systems that were put in place, for some odd reason, although they had their issues, you know, in the foreign places, and they had to deal with certain things, stuff was put in place to take that ambition from us. The welfare,
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but that's what sets people aside, right? So it's, are you willing to bow down to what like someone is telling you? Are you willing to say, right? So that's, and again, it's what sets them.
They kept.
But hold up, we getting way off of the.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, let's get back to Brooklyn Gibbs, because this is about no, definitely. I will talk about that all day. You know, me and you talk about it all the time. I always love that. Conspiracy theories, all that, you know what I'm saying? But I want to, you know what I mean? Just all, once you start going into that lane, people believe what they want, you know, and some people won't accept reality, you know what I'm saying? And it becomes a debate. Not saying that's happening here, but we'll all give our opinion on it, you know what I mean? I do want to focus on what you guys are doing with Brooklyn Gibbs, because I'm going to be there this year.
Cool. Okay, so year one was, like I said, I was like, oh, Brooke, come on, let's do Brooklyn Gibbs. She was like, all right, cool. She was in it, but not in it. Like most of the people, I told RBM Bizzle, yo, let's do Brooklyn Gibbs. He was like all the way with it. Like, Ivy, that's what you want to do. I'm with that too. Let's get back. I'm like, yeah, I found somebody that want to do it. And that was like the wackest event I ever threw in my damn life.
I never thought she would have said that.
But it's always your first event. It's always your first event.
Well, that's not true, because how I even got into all of this was one day I woke up and I said, oh, I want to do an event. This was like maybe 2016. I wasn't into music. I wasn't doing anything entertainment at all. I just was like, I want to do a show. I put a show together. I had the show November 16th. I brought out over 450 people.
Nice.
And from like different places. From that day, I saw my potential that I've never seen. I'm like, damn, why did it take so many years for me to unlock this?
I feel you on that one.
Whatever. But once I did that, and I was stepping into a lane I knew nothing about. I knew no one. I was just meeting people, I was just creating contacts. So it was just like, wow, that I bring out 450 people. From there, I knew I can do anything.
We're going to need you for the
and
4th of July.
So, but the first event went south. I had lots of toys, we had lots of food, everything. We had everything we were supposed to have, and we only had like 20 people in there. But I noticed what I did wrong with the marketing and the promotion, and I kept saying, it's a toy drive, it's a toy drive. And when you hear toy drive, people, it's like, I gotta drop off a toy. I'm not coming to give you a toy. When in reality, it was a give back, and I was giving away a bunch of free stuff. So that's what it went wrong. I learned my lesson.
Okay.
You know, I learned my lesson from that first mistake, and then I was ready to go year 2. I started like scouting new people that can add value, and people that I can add value to, you know, because the approach is never about what I can get from you, right? It's more so how can we utilize each other, and how can I help you grow, right? Because if I help you grow, then you're going to be willing to help me grow and help this succeed.
And that's not called using, right?
No, because I'm putting you first.
That's right.
And I mean, you did use like that in general, because even when the first Brooklyn Gives I came to, and the artists I bought, you were willing to work with them. You were willing, look, you can do this and bring book bags. I'm not going to break your pockets. I'm not going to do this. So you've always been willing to work with people.
Yeah, you know, because it's not really about the money. Sparrow can tell you, like, we don't get paid. We don't make any money. Sometimes we're putting money out of our pocket, you know, to invest in the event. So it's not really about charging artists. It's about us coming together. We make the world go round, right? It takes us.
Yeah.
We have to invest in us to make it go round. You know, if we sit there with these kids in our community and we show them, hey, we're here for you. A lot of people don't know this is here, or this is going on, or these services are intact, or you know that you can get help over here, because there's no one bridging. There's no one bringing it together to say, hey, community, look, we're here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
we found all these great things that you can utilize.
And just bring it together, you know. So I'm just excited. Brooklyn Gives has grown tremendously. From 20 people, we've been bringing out 4,000 to 3,000 people. And then when we did the float, that was at the Massives alone, you know, just being able to go from neighborhood to neighborhood. You know, people that never knew about it.
I was like the Jehovah Witness in here. All right.
Now I remember I called her. I had an artist I was working with at that time. Remember, I was like, "Yo, are you doing it?" Because it was during COVID, right? And that she's like, "We going on a float. We not going to be stuck over here and all these people. We going to make sure it happened." And she really went out there on the float.
Yeah, you know.
You always continue, even with the situation where the person took the flyer. Remember? I know I'm not gonna say the person's name, but you remember that? Yeah, the person took the flyer, booked all those people.
Oh, that
took
was
the
like
sponsorship money or something like that. Patience was going crazy.
Yeah, we was all going crazy behind it.
Patience? Wow.
Oh my God, that was a crazy year.
It happens, you know, and I just have to appreciate like the people around me, like someone like Sparrow, just being that he's into like the production side, you know, he shows me a different light on like how to run the event, and when it comes to the artists sometimes too, because sometimes I could be a little aggressive, or I could just like sound like
good or bad.
So you see his face? I mean, I'm with you, because he will have you like, I ain't even gonna fuck with her, bro, because she about to
spaz. When she said that, he looked up at her like,
because B is a tough cookie. You can't just get through B.
You know,
can I ask you a question about that? Do you feel like as a woman you have to be that way in order to get the respect within the industry or whatever you're doing?
No, I'm just very passive aggressive.
Okay.
I don't.
Some men like that.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm. You change with time, but that's something I don't think I would want to change about myself. I like being passive aggressive.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I understand my delivery be off a lot, and I feel like, you know, once you get to know me, you kind of get to be like, alright, that's just her. That's her delivery.
Right.
She's from New York. It is what it is. Embrace that.
I would make a statement that would definitely change the conversation, but go ahead.
So, you know, but like I was saying, someone like Sparrow, like, especially like when it comes to like even dealing with the artist, because sometimes, like I said, I can be so passive aggressive where the artist can feel like I'm like, but Sparrow has a different view and compassion for the artist, and the way he takes artistry and kind of like, he doesn't want nothing from the artist. So he's about elevating the artist and making them know that you have to pay. Like, it's not that you have to pay because I want to make money off you. It's because how is this gonna run?
Right.
Or you know, you need to
gotta
invest in yourself.
Yeah.
But he makes it make more sense. So that's why I say like
God
a team.
bless you, Sparrow.
A team is really everything, you know.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
A
The
team
light comes down when he comes. Okay, the Savior's coming. He's going to mend this together and kumbaya.
yeah,
I
you
gotta be
know.
careful.
We kinda
with you, 'cause
talk
you
a
can
lot.
easily
We got, like-
persuade me to give you $200.
We got
I
like
don't
3
trust
minutes left. We're about to close out. I
Okay.
wanted to talk so much with y'all. I did, but we
Oh,
went
sorry.
so. Nah, it's cool because we went.
man.
Y'all health segment was great and then everything like that. And we had a great conversation and we left, right. You know what I mean? But
Nah,
I want
that's
you
cool.
guys to definitely shout out what you guys got coming up next. Talk about Brooklyn Gives. Give us your show information. Let everybody know what you're doing. And let's close. If you guys have anything else you want to say, let's close it out.
Well,
Oh yeah, definitely. We bringing them back on.
Well, to catch me weekly, I'm live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. NWO News on Roku TV, Facebook Live, Facebook Watch, YouTube Live, and Periscope on Twitter.
Oh,
So that's weekly. August 12th, I'll be in Connecticut for the Hazardous Grounds event. Shout out to Noteworthy. He's the headliner artist there. And shout out to the other 5 bands that will be there.
Nice.
That's pretty much it for me right now. Yeah, that's it for me. Oh, Brooklyn Gives. Well, you could do that. Go ahead.
Cool. Well, we have Brooklyn Gives and Harlem Gives coming up, but you could just catch me on Instagram Live. I mean, not live, but you can just catch me on Instagram. I don't really go live. I am Vianca Bentley. And yeah, that's basically it. You know, tap in with me if you're looking for a publicist. Tap in with me, but make sure you got budgets.
Look, one more time. Say that again real quick. Make sure you got what?
Budget.
Please, we've been in this long enough.
Do not hit me up if you ain't got no cachet, okay? You need cachet for me to work.
Trying to tell you.
Okay, and no, I do not want to be anyone's manager. It's over.
Wait, so you done doing that?
No, I'm not into management. I feel like it's a waste of time. I'm not willing to invest so much for 20% down the line later. I'd rather give you services. You give me my retainer every month, and it is what it is.
Shout out to
baby.
Marty. That's what she working with me
You still got
now.
to deal with their personalities. You got to deal with everything. Their issues with being a manager. I heard there's a lot. Being
I'm only dealing with one person. She's sitting right over there, KP. That's my artist I manage. Everybody else
do it.
pay for services, B.
I cannot do it.
Yeah,
Never artist.
you know, it's not even that you have to deal with a lot. It's just, sometimes it's just not worth it.
Listen, with an artist,
I don't understand
if
what
they
you're saying about
succeed,
working.
it's because they were so good. If they fail, it's because you had something to do with their failure. So I
That's
just
a fact.
take artists off the table.
wow, they blaming it all on
Yeah.
No, but if they succeed, they don't
Then it-
even give you the recognition. 9 times out of 10 for most artists is they had no help around them. They did this all by
Out the mud.
themselves.
Out
the mud. That's the one.
All this
right
other,
there.
but that's untrue. Like, you know, it takes marketing, it takes PR, it takes a manager, it takes so much to build an artist. You know, that's why the best advice that I have for artists is do everything yourself until it comes out of control and you can't control it no
Amen.
more. Then you can find a manager. Why? Because now you've already
Got everything coming.
not even that. You know what you want now, right? So you got the opportunity to learn a little bit of management and to learn a little bit of business management. So now when you do have a conversation with a manager, you can tell them how to drive your boat instead of them telling you anything and you falling for it, right? Same thing with PR. If you dab into public relations just a little bit, you know, and see what it's about. When you come and have a conversation with me, you're gonna let me know, hey, this is what I need from you, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna be able to tell you, well, I probably could do this, and I can't do this, but this is how it would work if we do month 1, month 2, and I will break down the weeks for you. Do you wanna go into it? But this way you can't get played.
On that note, we about to get up out of here. We got a performance by KP, KEEMA PATRA, her new single Easy, which is out on all platforms right now. Get in tune. If you're not, you already know. We out here.
Woo, I can't wait for that one.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl KEEMA PATRA, aka KP, and I'm here live at the Juice Bar performing my new single, Easy. shit look easy. I tell that boy be easy before that shit get greasy. Easy. Glad to the bullshit Stevie. No wonder why they gonna be me. Ripping the runway in CC. Blessings. All I'm receiving is blessings. Smoking this book, I'm stressing. Reflecting on my lessons. I cannot fuck with you peasants. Higher than Mountain Everest. Making money in minutes, seconds. I ain't no forced to be right. Easy. I make this shit look easy. I tell that boy be easy before that shit get greasy. Easy. Glad to the bullshit Stevie. No wonder why they wanna be me. Ripping the runway in CC.
What up, what up? So thank you, y'all. That was a performance by KEEMA Patra, KP. Her brand new single, Easy, on all platforms. I just want to thank y'all once again. My co-host, Keeya, Vianca Bentley, Sparrow, I thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate y'all. We had a great interview. We're going to have you guys come back again because obviously we didn't have enough time for y'all today because y'all just have years of history and all types of stuff. So thank you once again for coming through.
We're like the Golden Girls.
Add me in the group.
Right. So thank you very much. I'm gonna close it out, but let you guys give your shout outs, your IGs, whatever it is. And
you can follow me on Instagram, NWO Sparrow, Facebook, NWO Sparrow, YouTube, NWO Sparrow.
I am Vianca Bentley everywhere.
Simple.
Everywhere she goes, she is Vianca Bentley.
Vianca Bentley.
And we are out of here. Thank you, everybody. Carbon Juice Lounge, Chris Robinson, Keeya. We here, the goddess Keeya.
Peace.
We out of here. Catch y'all in the next one.
Hype Magazine. And remember to keep it.
Oh, and remember, keep it juicy. I be forgetting to keep it juicy.
Keep it juicy.
But she don't.
I got that.
Yeah,